Under the lowering sun, the broad, deserted country of Coyote Pass stretched out. It had been intended to house a dream, but the dream had fallen apart before the ground was even set. Standing at the edge of the property, Kody Brown gazed at the dusty earth below. The chilly wind whipped against his face, causing his breath to come out in sluggish, irregular bursts. This is where he had imagined dwellings. A future. A legacy. But now regret was all he had. Robyn was standing on their doorstep behind him, her arms encircling her body. Even though she had been the last to go, the gravity of what had transpired was too great for her to ignore. He didn't turn when she yelled his name. He was unable to. Mary's silent resignation, Janelle's stern demands, and Christine's abrupt exit were all still audible to him. In the past, he had 4 wives, a large family, and the conviction that they had created something unique. However, he now understood that he had nothing as he stood by himself on the land that was meant to be their permanent home. Janelle's house is a few miles away. Financial records were all about Janelle as she sat at her kitchen table. The lines of writing overlapped with each other, and the numerals blended together. Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let's dive into the latest drama. In an attempt to make sense of it all, her fingers clenched around the pen in her hand and tapped it on the page. Like the others, she had made an investment in Coyote Pass. She had invested her trust, her savings, and her money. She was now battling for what was rightfully hers. She sighed and picked up her phone when it buzzed next to her. The name of Christine appeared on the screen. Janelle said, "Hey," in a weary tone. "Are you persevering?" The warmth and familiarity of Christine's words were tinged with the weight of everything they had experienced. Janelle let out a sigh. There are better days and bad days. After a period of silence, Christine eventually said something. "Indeed. I understand how you feel. This family had once been something they had believed in. They had made sacrifices and fought for it. What had they gained, after all? A financial catastrophe and a dashed dream." Janelle's heart sank as she turned back to the papers. "All I want is what's fair," she said. On the other end of the telephone, Christine let out a breath. Everyone does. Meanwhile, the scene at Mary's cafe. Mary sat alone herself at a tiny cafe, moving slowly and distractedly to mix her tea. While she sat still, the outside world went on. Cars drove by, people laughed, and life went on. She had fought for a spot in this marriage for years. Really, decades. She had persuaded herself that Kody would see her again if she was patient and showed him enough affection. That eventually, everything would return to how it was. However, that day never materialized. With a little smile, Christine moved into the seat opposite her. "Long day?" she inquired. Mary laughed briefly and without humor. "Long life." Christine put her hands around her coffee cup and nodded in comprehension. "Are you considering him?" Mary let out a slow breath. "Not only him. Everything. What I forfeited. What I lost. I'm still unsure of how to get over it." Christine's eyes grew softer. "Giving up something you've believed in for so long is difficult." Mary's countenance was unreadable when she looked up. "I simply have no idea what will happen next." Christine squeezed Mary's hand as she reached across the table. "Perhaps that is the positive aspect. Now is your time to make a decision." Mary gave herself permission to entertain the idea that Christine could be correct for the first time in a long time. Cody and Robyn are back at Coyote Pass. At last, Kody turned and met Robyn's eyes. She now gave him a different gaze, one that was more akin to tiredness than admiration. She said, "Was this really worth it?" He didn't respond, because he was secretly no longer certain. Dust swirled into the air as the wind increased once more. Like the promises that had previously been made, the land at Coyote Pass was still vacant. The final remnants of his once great family vanished into the past in an instant. And there's more. Kody Brown, who is well known for his controversial statements, did not let Robyn's stepmother down when he chose to criticize her for believing that polygamy continues into the hereafter. I think it's fascinating that Kody doesn't genuinely think this. When Kody mentioned Robyn's other mother, not her biological mother Alice, he made some outrageous comments. I thought Kody thought polygamy was permanent. Though he didn't say it out loud, It's possible that Christine Brown's departure upended his core convictions regarding multiple marriage. His experience of polygamy was complete in Sister Women Season 19, as all of his women save Robyn were doomed to depart. He may claim to have lost 3 ladies, but in reality, he emotionally distanced himself from them a long time ago. He fell in love with Robyn, which is a pretty human thing to do, therefore that doesn't make him a bad person. But the family was shattered by his love for the modest brunette. Mary Brown, Janelle, and Kody are still at odds over Coyote Pass. Even though he is devoted to Robyn, it is evident that he has boundaries because he is prepared to ridicule her stepmother. Kody frequently denigrates women, which isn't the most gentlemanly thing he does. The shade in this instance was quite playful. According to TV show's Ace, Kody expressed his disagreement with Robyn's stepmother's beliefs regarding multiple marriages. According to the stepmother, multiple marriages endure for all eternity, which is a very long time. Jokingly taunting the stepmother, he said he was clearly teasing when he suggested he would run from the stepmother. But it was a powerful statement. Kody had once again made ludicrous remarks about a woman. Here are a few more highlights from the film. It appears like Kody's years of being the patriarch have made him rather comfortable with his own style of self-expression while talking about women. Yes, he has also said some good things, but the hurtful remarks usually get back to you. The now exes most likely recall them. They've said things too, and he might not want to disparage them. But it's a little alarming that he said so many negative things about women. I believe that men and women are on an equal footing. A male kind of controls the situation when it comes to polygamy. There's basically nothing wrong with that as long as adults are giving their approval. Although Kody is frequently a romantic hero for Robyn, his David Yurman signet ring matches Robyn's. He doesn't think the Brown family's multiple marriages will endure into the afterlife. That being said, the animosity between Kody and his ex-wives appears to show that, in the case of the Brown family, this dynamic did not make anyone happy, including the man of the house, Kody. He could prefer that it didn't because it would imply that it isn't truly soluble. Believing that nothing could end his multiple marriage, that it's everlasting before God, could make it more difficult for Kody to move on with Robyn. I think it would benefit him if he were more understanding of women. It could help him turn his life around. One may easily perceive him as a man who simply lost patience with his ex-partner's due of Robyn, and he somewhat contributes to this bad guy stereotype when he disparages women. He should, however, display his tender side more frequently because sometimes the strongest people are the ones who are most willing to be vulnerable. Even while Kody's jokes about his stepmother were humorous, they also contained a hint of irony. Kody Brown from Sister Wives might employ these jabs as armor. When he uses them, he might feel in control. But Kody also has a kinder side that could help him win over his ex-partners and Sister Wives viewers. Try it. Christine Brown, star of Sister Wives, continues to believe in herself, telling her fans that she's enough despite separating from Kody Brown and getting back in touch with her sister wife Janelle Brown. After 25 years of marriage, Christine was the first of Kody's 4 wives to declare her intention to leave the multiple family in 2021. Robyn Brown was Kody's only surviving wife after Janelle, and Mary Brown shortly followed. Reconnecting with Janelle, unveiling a new business endeavor with David Woolley, and embarking on new adventures are just a few of Christine's recent activities. Since leaving, all of the ex-wives have been re-establishing their lives and figuring out their new paths, but none more so than Christine. Christine is enjoying her freedom and sharing her experience with her fans and following, since she was the first to have the courage to depart. In a recent Instagram post, she shared a reel of her realization that she is enough. The video showed her performing mundane household chores while Alessia Cara's "Scars to Your Beautiful" played in the background. Christine wrote, "The one word that changed everything. After my life changed so drastically, I felt lost. Unsure of who I was or where I was headed, then I chose one word, enough. I'm enough, just as I am, imperfections and all. That word became my anchor when doubt crept in, reminding me that I didn't need to prove my worth. I already had it." She went into further detail in her caption, adding, "Words are powerful. Choose one that lifts you up, that reminds you of your strength. What's your power word?" As Christine navigated a world away from polygamy, she found and married David, the love of her life. Christine has talked about how David has helped shape her into the woman she is now, and the two are not afraid to flaunt their love story. In order to further own her truth and share her journey with her fans, Christine is also releasing a much-anticipated memoir in September 2025. Although she has been candid about how she didn't always have the confidence to do so, her courage in leaving Kody inspired her fellow sister wives to take the risk and find a new life. Christine felt alone and uncertain about her decision, especially after parting ways with Kody. Christine wears her heart on her sleeve, which means she can't keep her feelings to herself and seem like everything is alright. Her revelation that she finally understands she's enough serves as a reminder that sometimes the hardest things are the most gratifying. On Sister Wives, viewers witnessed Christine regain her radiance after splitting from Kody. She gaily fell in love again and planned her wedding, demonstrating that divorce does not mean the end of a person's life. You must love yourself enough to accomplish it, even though it's just the beginning. The Sister Wives stars Kody and Janelle Brown recently welcomed Maddie and Caleb Brush's baby daughter, according to Maddie's Instagram post, and their granddaughter is a blessing. However, in the past, Kody went out of his way to put Janelle Brown down, and I think guilt pushed him to say things that should never have been said. Christine wants anyone who's feeling stuck in life to remember their value and make the necessary changes to be happy, just like she did. Amelia Estelle Brush, the newborn of Maddie and Caleb Brush, is likely to make Kody and Janelle very happy. After everything they've been through together, sharing affection for a cute baby sounds like a wonderful way to deal with life after a breakup. The alternative of continuing to spew filth on film, in interviews, or in social media posts is far worse. Breakups may be difficult and emotionally taxing experiences. Kody and Janelle's conflict as ex-partners is exemplified by the sister wives' on-screen battle at Coyote Pass. Having struggled financially, Janelle wants her ex to sell the land and pay her back. Mary Brown agrees. There isn't much peace, but perhaps Maddie and Caleb's child could bring the ex-partners back together. View Maddie's birth announcement page to see the adorable baby above. Kody had previously made it apparent that he had problems with the grounded and outdoorsy Janelle, portraying her as someone who was obviously not on the level with the future owner of Tata Farms. In fact, he surprisingly criticized the woman who did her share to assist the Brown family, just as he did, asking what prompted this wild outburst during the pandemic, portraying her as lazy. Well, he thought her criticism of his strict COVID-19 regulations was excessive. He seemed to believe that she was exaggerating a situation that wasn't all that serious. He said in full, "I think Janelle is full of H*T, and this is why she's full of H*T. Because the kids aren't seeing each other all the time anyway." It's interesting to note that Payton Brown later claimed that Kody never received a coronavirus vaccination, essentially suggesting that Kody was hiding out even after a vaccine became available. According to Kody, he did nothing wrong. He's so sure he's being persecuted because he fell in love with Robyn. He believes that his true love romance that ended in marriage with Robyn alienated the ex-wives, which is why he can't win their approval. This seems to be a major source of paranoia. He has little faith in the women who persevered for decades, searching for their roles in an increasingly unbalanced multiple marriage. Robyn and Kody were loyal to each other. The other spouses, notably Janelle, whom Kody frequently sought counsel from, had to cope with a lot of emotional turmoil. Calling the woman he frequently spoke with, who served as his sounding board because of her common sense, a full of *T is perplexing. She didn't appear that way on screen at all. Rather, she appeared worn out by the demands of being a single parent. Kody was looking for fault, possibly because he felt guilty about the way he treated her and his other spouses who weren't Robyn. No matter if the children were seeing each other all the time or not, Janelle's life was still difficult. In the end, Kody requires a highly feminine woman who is kind to his feelings and lets him take the initiative. He reacts to it that way, and Robyn usually does. Robyn may have received the large, upgrade engagement ring for that reason. Robyn's somewhat wacky magical thinking and tears were a wonderful counterpoint to Janelle's more grounded and direct demeanor. In reality, Kody feels about Janelle and doesn't even try to conceal it. That could have been another reason for his outburst. Perhaps he sensed that their relationship was deteriorating and that things would never be the same after the epidemic. Their friendship was unable to withstand the pressures they were under. Later, Referring to his relationship with the woman he frequently put down, Kody desired healing. It appears that a great deal of internal misunderstanding is indicated by these conflicting messages. It's probable that remorse drove him to put her down, given his subsequent statements. While she attempted to care for her children without a man to assist her, he was aware that he was in seclusion with another lady. She would probably feel extremely alone if she didn't follow his rigid standards. We all probably recall how odd the early days of the pandemic were. Everyone was in a panic and there was a mad dash for toilet paper. So did I. On some level, Kody must have been aware of this and felt guilty about cutting off contact with Janelle and his previous spouses who weren't Robyn. There's little doubt that some guilt crept in. It is his responsibility to keep those women safe. The patriarch is Kody. He found a way to place the blame on them rather than admitting that he felt awful about occasionally leaving them alone, which was most likely the case. In the case of Janelle Brown of Sister Wives, he overturned it, suggesting that she was embellishing her situation. She usually speaks the truth. He might have realized later that she was a nice person to chat to and that maybe she would interrupt him because of their arguments. It didn't seem to sit well with him. He even mentioned attempting to make amends with Janelle. It's likely that some genuine healing may occur now that they are grandparents commemorating the birth of a newborn, and Kody and Janelle are in dire need of that. Both are good people, and the Sister Wives' ex-partners may have hope if they can overcome the challenges that keep them apart, such as Coyote Pass. On Sister Wives, Kody and Robyn Brown have had the most extravagant lifestyles over the years. Kody had always desired a large, contented family. Mary was his first wife, followed by Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, his favorite. He has lavished Robyn with every luxury since they were married. They owned an opulent mansion in Arizona and then purchased another. For $2.1 million, they purchased the mansion. One will therefore believe that they are wealthy. That appears to be untrue, though, as Robyn and Kody deftly forfeited a sizable sum of money from his previous wives. He even asserted that the Coyote Pass property was purchased by him. Janelle, however, presented him with documentation that contradicted this. Kody cleverly claimed to have paid for it alone, but in reality, he used family assets to cover the cost. He tends to tell lies about everything. Most of his wives eventually had enough and moved out. Kody is drowning now and has no one else to fool. Fans believe the pair is bankrupt after seeing them in public. Kody is well known for not embracing his imperfections. Being a patriarch, he enjoyed controlling the household. He recently acknowledged to Robyn that he struggles with his temperament. He also disclosed that he argues with Robyn because of his anger management problem. Kody confided in Robyn during Sister Wives Season 19 that he wanted to repair his relationship with his kids. He disclosed that he will work on improving himself. Robyn and Kody are not enjoying their lives. The Sister Wives star makes an effort to project a cheerful image on air, but it appears that everything we see on TV is false. Recently, a fan spotted the couple in a garden with their children. Despite sitting next to one another, they never spoke. Kody was occupied on his phone, even though he was around his whole family. He was even wearing a grimace. Fortunately, Robyn was not crying, but she was no better. According to Kody, Robyn is his soulmate, therefore he should be content with her. Instead, he appeared agitated. An admirer mockingly posted, "Don't they appear so content together?" They were at the butterfly exhibit. The OP continued. They were dressed normally and had a dejected expression. Many also believe that their financial situation has deteriorated. If not, why would someone dress like they were at home? According to other admirers, the couple is miserable together despite their outward displays of happiness. Kody's monogamous marriage hasn't been fulfilling. "I am on season 14, wrote one netizen. "She's dressed exactly the same, I promise." Another pointed out that although they have consistently claimed to wear branded clothing, it does not appear authentic. Kody's relationship with Robyn may be impacted by his resentment about the dissolution of his 3 previous marriages. The OP went on to say that he didn't even speak to his children. Although Kody has said he could talk to his children at any time, it appears that this is not the case. Tell us what you think of the most recent picture of Kody and Robyn. For all of the most recent Sister Wives reality TV updates, let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.